HP Sprinter for the course project in Application Lifecycle Management. Hey guys, my name is Nikolai Montanola. Today, I will be presenting and discussing about HP Sprinter, the presentation in the course project of Application Lifecycle Management. Now, let's go over it. What is HP Sprinter all about? HP Sprinter means it is a way to run its manual tests in the ALM from its own test lab module. Basically, Sprinter has been provided with a variety of tools to support in the manual testing process. In these ways, you can change the display settings which will allow you to see more into your application. Make your parameters edit while in test run. Make sure you have a submission of the text to ALM / set a reminder into normal if your test run is interrupted. Make a creation and annotation into your screen capture and capture movies of your own run. What does addition to running basic manual tests mean? When you have added to running basic manual tests, Sprinter's Power Mode also allows you to make macros on your test application recorded and running. In your application, you should enter data into fields in an automatic way. You have to use your own storyboards in each action when your test is in good performance. In user actions on multiple types of machines with different configurations, you should have your own replication. How to launch with HP Sprinter? In two ways. For opening with a test in Sprinter, you can either have a test selection in ALM's test lab module and make your Sprinter launched, or you can make Sprinter on your desktop open and make connection to ALM and with the test from ALM's test lab module opened up. Steps/directions for launching HP Sprinter from the desktop. You have to press the Sprinter shortcut which opens showing the open a test window. Afterwards, close it. You have to look at the Getting Started page when you ran the application for the first time. Press the left-click mouse button twice with the HP ALM connection button in the bottom right portion of the main window. Press the Open button when you are in the Sprinter's main window. You have to enter your own address, username, and password before pressing the Authenticate button. You have to enter the domain and project and check the Reconnect on Startup checkbox since you typically work on the same HP ALM server. Press the Login button and Sprinter should be connected to HP ALM and make the Open dialog box appear. Welcome dialog box. As a welcome dialog box, they have the options to let you open or make a test or business component. For accessing the welcome dialog box, do one of the following. Start Sprinter. In the main window, you have to select the welcome screen from the drop-down menu next to the help button. Opening a test. There are three ways to open the test. The steps/directions are in the open dialog box. You have to increase or expand the test plan tree until you find the test set when you want to make it and execute. You have to select the test set and then check or look out the appropriate boxes to select the tests to run, or select the Select All button when all tests are selected. When you click the Open button, the Sprinter window will be appeared. Preparing a run test. In the elements, they are the tests lists should display its tests in inclusion to the next run. The status bar show how many tests from the tests will be included. In the right pane, it shows the definitions group containing with three nodes: General Settings, Steps, and Parameters. In General Settings node, it has been displayed with the name of the test name, configuration name, the test owner, test description, the name of the run, the name of the tester, the run status, the date, and time of the run start and stop, and any attachments. In the Steps node, it is the way to use for confirming the steps in the test. In the Parameters node, it is the way to use for confirming the parameters in the test. In the Results group, it contains all all the options for every evaluation in the success of its test. Steps in starting a test. In application under test, you should open it. Click run inside the run setup area. In the main sprinter window, it is a way to minimize many sidebars appear along Windows desktop edges. In verifying, you have to see the following the sidebars. The Tools sidebar is on the edge above the Windows desktop. Also, at the edge above, there is the Run Control sidebar. At the edge below, there's the Step sidebar. Ways on running a basic test. In performance, you should specify the user interaction in the steps window. Then, it should be the evaluation of its expected results, pass or fail the step, and annotate for the actual results necessary. There are steps to execute the test. In the step sidebar, it should automatically be opened. If not, press the Steps tab. For the first step, you should follow the instructions. For example, the agent name should be entered. You should make an evaluation whether the application is responding as expected. Then, pick either pass or fail from the toolbar. Continue proceeding through the steps until you have done it. Ways of stopping the test. There are two ways to stop the run and review test results. You have to increase the run control sidebar and click the end run button to stop test execution. Then, the Sprinter main window should be restored. Have your test results reviewed in the run summary area of the Sprinter main window. Setting its parameters. In three ways to specify its parameters. Select your own test. As an example, it says the second test search by order number. When you are in the definitions group, you have to click on the parameters link. You have to enter the actual value of the parameter. Using subtitles. In using subtitles, using the subtitle feature should be running with the next test. It allows you to make the test running with a minimum of testing interface with your application windows interfere. In showing subtitles, the ways are in activating the test in the test set, you have to get the run button clicked. As you have clicked the show subtitles button in the step sidebar, as subtitles mode, it should be a display for its description of each step as a subtitle on your screen instead of the sidebar. As the subtitle is clicked and the subtitle menu bar appeared, you can choose either pass or fail for each step as well as the additional options are selected. As the subtitle settings button is clicked, you can see how the subtitle settings dialog box is opened. You use this to get your settings changed for subtitles for viewing convenience. Each step's status should be marked and the pass or fail buttons should be used. You can also use the drop-down menu with the status button. In possible values for status, they call them as passed, failed, blocked, not completed, no run, and then /A. Recording actual results. There are two ways for recording an actual result. When the actual result is not the same as the expected result, the actual result button should be clicked, and also the dialog box should be opened. The text should be entered as you describe the actual result. In adding its image to the actual result, the Save Screen Capture as Result button and the OK button in the actual result dialog box should be clicked to both. Submitting a defect. Entering a smart defect. For the Smart Defect button, you should click the drop-down menu. In the Smart Defect option, it should be selected. It's the inclusion of the list of user actions and a movie of the run that follow the way to the defect. In using a defect reminder, it should make the run in progress. If you find a defect but do not want to run in disruption, as a reminder, it is included with the test results and it can view it at the end of your test. You can then get a submission for the defect later from test results. In the same information you have available during the test is also available to you from the results. so you can get your annotated screen captures, movies, and step or action information included in the defect at that time. Adding a defect reminder. In the drop-down menu for the Smart Defect button, you should press it. Plus, the Add Defect Reminder option should be selected. Type with a description of the defect and press the OK button when you are into the Defect Reminder dialog. Adding steps. There are 5 steps to add with a new test step or to get your existing test steps edited. Select your own test step. You have to press the Edit Steps menu drop-down from the Step sidebar. In adding with a new step, select the 2 options either Insert Before or Insert After. As the Edit Steps dialog, it is open. You can enter with your own name, description, and expected results and click OK for closing the Edit Steps dialog box. In the new step, it is the addition to the list of steps in the Step sidebar. In editing the existing step, you have to select the option as Edit Steps. It will open as Edit Steps dialog. Get changed with your name, description, and expected results, and click OK before closing the Edit Steps dialog box. Annotating a screen capture. In annotations, it highlights the problem in images that is the attachment to a step, run, actual result, or defect. There are 4 ways to annotate a screen capture. Inside the dialog box, you should click on the Save Annotation as Actual Result. Then, it should be opened with the annotation workspace. Use your own annotation tools for marking up the screen capture. Click on the button as Save to Actual Result. When you have clicked the Close button, the annotated image appears in the image section of the Actual Result dialog box. Viewing run results. You can refer to this image to read on the left side. Working with Power Mode. In Power Mode, Sprinter has its captures for each user action on the application and is stored with the list of these user actions in the form of descriptive sentences. In the test results, the user actions that Sprinter learns can make an inclusion in the text and the storyboard is viewed. When the application is tested, a Sprinter would remember into the Power Mode settings every time. In macros, it is the instant way to run through some of the initial screen to get to the area that makes the requirement with rigorous testing a Sprinter is provided. In filling out forms, Sprinter must be provided with data injection. How to use Power Mode. You can refer to this image above. Using macros. In macros, it allows you to record procedures. It will instantly go through some of its initial screens to get the area that rigorous testing is required. In recording a macro, click on the macro sidebar. Click on the Record Macro button. Get your steps performed that you want the macro recorded. Click on the macro sidebar once again. Click the Stop Recording button. Make sure that the macro details dialog box is open. For the macro, get your name and description entered. Last step, click the OK button. Running a macro. There are 5 ways of running a macro. Click on the macro sidebar. In the drop-down list of macros, make sure you select a macro. Click on the Run button. As a green tick mark, which is displayed in the Macros tab, it should be the time once the macro has a successful run. On the other hand, as a red cross mark, which is displayed in the same place, a macro will have an unsuccessful run. Either the green tick mark or the red cross mark, you should click it twice. If you show the status of the macro run, it should display as the macro status dialog box. When you have closed the macro status dialog box, you can click the Close button. 2 references for using data injection. You can refer to images above. You can refer 2 pages above. Storyboards. As a storyboard feature is displayed in each action when performed in a test, it is included with Sprinter. For each action, look into a screen capture of the action, any reported defects, and defect reminders and comments you added to your run. If your test is running with multiple configurations, you can go on viewing its differences in the center of displays of different computers. References on viewing the storyboard. You can refer the ways of viewing the storyboard above. Exporting storyboards. Exporting a storyboard can use it with a Word or PDF file. As a file, it is contained with a run summary, step status, and defect information for the run session. Working with memory. Working with mirroring. In mirroring, lets you make it running the same test scenario in various configurations. With mirroring, every user action you perform it in your own application or on your own main machine, which is the replication of the defined secondary machines. There are ways to work with mirroring. You should select its mirroring node in the power mode group. You should press the add button to have an addition with a machine for your application. Provide your own name, description, and machine name or IP address for the machine being used as a secondary machine when inside the general tab. Design your own option for configuring how Sprinter would make the application launched on the machine and inside the browser when into the Run Configuration tab. Enter your domain name, user, and password into the Remote Desktop Connection tab if you want your remote desktop connection open to the machine during the test. Last step, click OK when you're done. Plan mode. In a test plan, it develops so clear and concise, and it is a fundamental with success for application testing. For the consideration, look at the following when planning application testing. How should you test your application? Which testing techniques will you use? Stress tests, security tests, performance and load tests? How will you handle defects? Severity classification, authorization to open and close defects. What resources do you require? What resources do you require for testing, personnel, hardware, and so forth? When will the various tasks be complete? Steps and important side test and component authoring overview. You can refer to the image on the left side. To access perform the following steps. Start Sprinter and close the welcome window if open. Select plan from the main toolbar. Important. So the information available in the details pane depends on the selected test in the test and components list. To exit Sprinter, close the main window. Plan area. The steps in accessing the plan area. With the Sprinter, start it, and with the welcome window, close it if open. In the Sprinter title bar, click Plan. The three buttons and drop-down options in the plan area. The three buttons are New button, Open button, and Save button. The drop-down options in New button are New HPALM test, New HPALM business component. The drop-down options in Open button are Open HPALM test, Open HPALM business component. The drop-down options in Save button are Save and Save As. Points between Steps tab and Find section. In using the Steps tab, the points are Add, Edit, Move, and Delete test or component steps. Import steps from Excel or CSV file. Format steps using rich texting editing capabilities. Add screen captures and attachments to steps. Insert calls to an external ALM test. Insert parameters to steps. In the Find section, it lets you search the text associated with the steps. The elements in a user interface include UI elements description search text. Search for text in the name, description, or the expected results fields or in any user-defined field. Search down/up. It allows you to pick the search directions. Match whole word. It is instruction as the search engine to find the whole word. Elements of a step tab in step section. Add a new step to the steps grid. Start a steps capture session. Cut/copy/paste steps. Move step up/down. Delete steps. Insert parameter. Add attachment. Screen capture. Call to test. Import steps. Steps tab font section. In the font section, it lets you Format text in fields using rich text capabilities such as description and expected results or user-defined memo type. Automating a test. It means it allows unattended execution of the test at an increase of speed. There are the steps captured button you can click on. Click the End Steps Capture Session button when you close the sidebar. In the open position, click the thumbtack icon when you lock the sidebar. Click and drag on the sidebar header when you reposition the sidebar. Lists of scanners. The following scanners are Broken Link Scanner, Localization Scanner, Spell Check Scanner, Web Standard Scanner, and Custom Scanner. Scanner configuration meaning. You must first activate power mode and configure an application for your test when you are using scanners. References for scanner configuration. You can refer to these images above along with configuration scanner settings. Scan your own application during your run session and analyze scan results. Scanner sidebar. Performing the following steps when you are accessing the scanner sidebar. You have to enter run mode and make sure a test or component is open. Active power mode. Click the scanners node when into the power mode group. Activate a single scanner within scanner's pane. Click the power mode run button. The elements of user interface are start scan, last scan results, and scanner settings. Scan progress window. If you are accessing the scan progress window while you are on a run session, click the Start Scan button on the Scanner sidebar tab. In UI, the elements are Scan Status, Potential Defects Found, Scan Status Details, and Details. Scan Results Viewer. It means it activates you to address the results for the submissions of its defects to ALM based on the results, and it is the display of the results only for the last scan that you performed. The elements are Submit Defect, Defect Reminder, Add to Target Dictionary, Add to Dictionary Language, Exclude Category, Scan Results, Results Display, Results Description. Scanning Spell Check. As an example, it shows with a check failure. For those errors, they are departing from service classes. Normally, dictionary is the way to run spell check, and you can add dictionaries for it. Scanning localization. As you can see, vacations, it is not the way to translate to a language set on printer. At last, what does Web Standard Scanner and Broken Link Scanner mean? Broken Link Scanner means the connectivity check timeout is the threshold time in seconds after which a link is considered damaged. Web Standard Scanner. Analysis type. For the type of analysis, it is performing on the web page between dynamic HTML and static HTML. Excluded category rules. It is a list of rules which is the instruction of the Web Standard Scanner to have specific result categories ignored. Delete rule. It is the way to remove selected results category rule from the list. And thank you for presenting. I apologize for making a mistake, but I hope to resubmit it in time. Once again, thank you for presenting and see you next time.